What's up YouTube, this is Bystander X79 coming to you with my latest deck profile video for the March 2019 format. And as you can see today, we're going to be doing Blackwing Orcust. Now, I just recently started playing this version of Blackwings, and I can tell you right now, oh my god, this combo deck is amazing. It can set you up with some very interesting boards, and it can put out some major problematic monsters to hurt your opponent. I mean, I'm still in shock about what this deck can do. Alright? Guys, if you don't believe me, let's just get right into it and I'll show you. Alright. First and foremost, we're going to get right into the monsters. Going to start off with two Blackwing Orcust of the South Wind. Alright, Orcust can turn around and target one of your banished Blackwing special summons to the field defense position. And then you can sync her off from there. If it's in the graveyard, you can banish it. You can do some things with the wedge counters by placing wedge counters on various monsters. So you can utilize those monsters with full armor master's effect. Okay. Next up, two copies of Blizzard the Far North. Alright, Blizzard is another great card here. Both Blizzard and Orcust are kind of one card Link 2 monsters. Basically, summon Blizzard, and you can special summon a Blackwing monster from your graveyard to your field defense position, and there you can go Synchro or Link off from it. Blizzard is a staple in this deck. You need to be running at least two. So good. Alright. For the unrestricted special summons, we got three copies of Blackwing Boar the Spear. Alright. As long as you control a Blackwing monster, you can special summon this guy out repeatedly. He can inflict piercing damage if he battles a defense position monster, so remember that. Overall, getting an extra body on this board is just awesome. Alright. And the other unrestricted special summon is going to be three copies of Gale the Whirlwind. Alright, again, control a Blackwing monster, special summon this guy out. Gale can cut one of your opponent's monsters' attack in half, and that's a permanent decrease, which is huge because then that can help you get over your opponent's monsters even better. Alright, it's a level 3 tuner, so you can go into your level 7 synchros a little bit easier, or even a level 6 if you have a level 3 monster on the field. So much utilitarian. Alright. One copy of Gladius. This is one of the once per turn special summons, but it's still a free body on the board. Free bodies on the board in Link format means more materials to work with. Alright, same thing goes for Harmoniton. Now, Harmoniton actually has a very cool effect because you can target one of your other Blackwing monsters and increase its level by that other Blackwing monster's level. So you can actually turn around, take this card, target a level 4, make it into a Harmoniton into a level 6, and if you have a level 2 tuner, guess what? You got a level 8 synchro. So that's actually a very cool thing to have, and level manipulation is actually very handy when it comes to synchro summoning some of the bigger monsters. Alright. Two copies of Blackwing Orcust the Crack of Dawn. 1900. You can only attack point monster. You can only special summon once per turn, but it's actually pretty cool because it can't be destroyed by spell or trap card effects, which is actually pretty damn awesome. Alright. I like one copy of Orochi the Squall. Orochi can special summon itself out. It's a level 1 tuner, so getting that one extra level to get into a high level synchro, great to have. And if it leaves the field, you can target any monster that's on their opponent's field and flip it face down. That can be flip face down, so keep that in mind. It's a great little stun capability there. And of course, we got three copies of Simoon the Poison Wind. Simoon is just so flippin' awesome because it can get you Black Whirlwind right out of your deck. And if you open up with a hand that has maybe one or two more Black Whirlwinds, you're going to be going completely and totally off that turn. Alright? Basically, you banish another Blackwing monster from your hand to place a Black Whirlwind on the field, normal summon this guy, and when you normal summon it, that trips off the Black Whirlwind. And because you're normal summoning through this card's effect, you actually still have your one normal summon per turn you can use, which means you're going to be getting those extra searches off Black Whirlwinds. So awesome. You want to be seeing this guy in your opening hand. I mean, I've played this deck, I don't know for how long now, and oh god. I mean, whether it be a pure Blackwing deck or this particular version, and I think I've only opened without him in the hand maybe only a couple of times, which is just weird. So you want to run him at 3. Alright, last Blackwing, Zephyros the Elite. Alright, Zephyros is an awesome card because if it's in the graveyard, you can turn around, target a card on your field, bounce it back to your hand, and special summon him out, which is just huge. Typically, I like bringing him out off of Summon Sorceress, linking him off into something else, and then using his effect to bounce back the Black Whirlwind that I placed in the field with Simoon's effect, so I don't receive 1,000 points of damage. I know, awesome play, but more bodies in the field means more things you can do with you think. So that's it for the Blackwing lineup. For the Orcust, I run 1 copy of Symbol Skeleton. Alright, now Symbol Skeleton, all the Orcusts have effects that activate in the graveyard when you banish them, and then you can turn around and do something. Orcust, Symbol Skeleton can turn around and target one other Orcust monster that's in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's kind of like a Monster Reborn for the R-type. You don't really need more than 1 copy of him in the deck, because you're not going to be having that many Orcust monsters in your graveyard to really make use of his effect. Alright. 2 copies of Orcust Harp Horror. This guy is the MVP of the Orcust lineup, in my opinion. Get him in the graveyard, banish him, and you can special summon another Orcust monster right from your deck to the field. More bodies on the field means you can do a lot more things. Alright, and last but not least, the newest member of the Orcust, and part of the Nightmare archetype as well, Orcust Nightmare. Awesome card. When it's in the graveyard, you can actually turn around and banish it, target one of the monsters you control, and then you can send another Orcust monster from your deck to your graveyard and increase the monster you targeted attack by 100 times that monster's level. So if you send a Symbol Skeleton, you're increasing it by 300. If you send the Harp Horror, you're going to be upping it by a 400, which is not bad. I mean, it's an awesome card. Has 2,000 defense, so it's an interesting little defensive body right there. But ultimately, I think a lot of players like the fact that it's a Nightmare, which means you can extend into things like Nightmare Mermaid and just completely and totally wreck your opponent. Alright, well that's it for the monster lineup. We're going to get into the spells. Alright, all the monsters in this thing are dark, so 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Draw 2, banish a Dark Tribute monster you don't need. Awesome card, needs to be here. 3 copies of Black Whirlwind because you want to get those searches. And having multiple copies of this card on the field does actually chain block your opponent from trying to use something like Ash. So, keep that in mind. I have 2 copies of Call by the Grave. This is a combo-centric deck, but I couldn't ignore the fact that this deck does fall hard to hand traps. So you need to have at least 2 in here. I tried running it at 3. And I kept opening with at least 2 of these in my hand, and it didn't help out. I needed to see my combo extenders more, so that's why I dropped it down to 2 copies. Alright. Foolish Burial, because you want to be getting stuff into your graveyard, whether it be an Orcust or a Zephyros. It's great to have. Monster Reborn. Get a monster from either player's graveyard. Combo off. Synchro off. Some more extenders. This is one of the best extenders that I happen to have. I love to see this card in my open hand. It's Orchestrated Return. Alright, basically, if you control an Orcust monster on the field or in your hand, you can send it to your graveyard and then draw 2. So it's actually adding more draw power to this deck. And I can tell you right now, this particular card has helped me out hugely. It's opened up some more interesting plays. It's allowed me to get maybe a Orcust monster that I have in my hand into the graveyard fast, and I get a couple extra drawers. So this is actually a great card to have. Increases the speed of the deck, increases the consistency, and that's what you want to see in a deck like this. 3 copies of War Legacy. Secession is the last spell. More Monster Reborns, but it gets your monsters back onto the field to a zone that like Monster points at, but it's just an awesome card. Helps extend, and it's worth every penny in this deck. Alright, that being said, we're going to go into the extra deck. First, we're going to cover the synchros. First and foremost, one copy of Nthung the Starlight. Alright, Nthung synchro summon now. You can just turn around and hit your opponent with 800 points of damage off the bat, and then one of your opponent's monsters is going to lose 800 attack, which is just pretty awesome. But I think the one effect that a lot of people want to see is this extra normal summon you get off of this guy's continuous effect. And as long as you have black whirlwinds on the field, that means you're going to be getting more and more materials into your hand to do a lot more things. Alright, one Raikiri the Rain Shower. Raikiri is there primarily to help clear boards of problematic cards. As long as you control a field full of Blackwings, you can pop a ton of cards. I mean, there's been times where I got this guy on the field and it flooded my field with other Blackwings, and all of a sudden I was able to blast my opponent's field, so always worth having in this deck. Blackwing Tamer Hawk Joe. I like Hawk Joe in this basically because when you synchro summon him out, he's got an effect that can allow you to target a level 5 or higher Wing Beast monster and special summon it to the field. So you're actually going to get your Simoon out of your graveyard back onto the field, so you can use it as a combo piece again. Awesome. Also, he can deflect attacks away from another Blackwing monster to another one that of your choosing. So, such a great card to have. Alright. Some non-Blackwings synchros. Level 8 Beals. Alright. I can tell you right now, there are sometimes, if you're going first, and the best thing you can do is maybe synchro out a level 8. This is the guy you're going to want to go into because it's just so problematic to your opponent. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, which means your opponent's going to have a hard time dealing with this guy. If they inflict damage to your life points, it just jacks up his attack even further. Alright. The other level 8 synchro? Borrowload, Savage Dragon. Yep. This guy, such pro in this deck because when he synchro summon, you can target a link monster in your graveyard, equip it to him. He gains half that monster's attack and also gains borrow counters equal to that link monster's link rating. And when your opponent activates a card effect, you can just remove one of those counters and negate the effect, which is just awesome. Getting extra negates on the board is just so huge. I can't tell you how many times this guy has helped me win the games. Alright, the last synchro. 2 copies of Full Armor Master. You need this guy in this thing. Whenever your opponent activates card effects, you're placing wedge counters on those monsters. You can take control of those monsters with wedge counters to use them against your opponent in battle, or just use them as combo pieces as well. And then during the end phase, you just pop them. So that's just great. And also, this card can't be affected by other card effects, which means your opponent's going to be really hard pressed to deal with this card. That's it for the synchro lineup. Link lineup. 1 copy of Nightmare Mermaid, yep. Gotta run her. Get her onto the field, co-link her, and all non-co-link monsters lose 1,000 attack. But you know what? That's typically enough to turn on lower enough attacks to be able to push for game at this point. 2 copies of Blackwing Orcust Automation. I like her a lot because she can allow you to basically return an Orcust monster from your banish zone back to your deck, and then you can actually set an Orcust spell to your field. Orchestrated Return is such a great card. I love bouncing her off the field with Orchestrated Returns to get extra draws and extend further. Such an awesome card. Oh, when she's linked, she can't be destroyed by battle, so that's something you gotta keep in mind. Alright. Another Nightmare card. I have Nightmare Phoenix. Monsters co-linked to it, can't be destroyed by battle. Which is awesome. Can take care of back row, which this deck can need a little help with sometimes. All over great generic link 2. Since we have a ton of Dark Distributor monsters, 2 copies of Witch's Apprentice. 1 copy of Witch's Apprentice, basically. Witch's Apprentice basically because it power boosts all your Dark Distributor monsters by 500 attack. And if it's ever destroyed or popped by a card effect, you're getting a Dark Distributor monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Summon Sork. Yeah, I mean, the Blackwings are pretty much your main engine in this deck. So going off with her and getting into her with just maybe like 3 materials isn't going to be that hard. Just basically get her in the field, get Zephyros, link them off, go into another link monster, and then proceed to kick your opponent's butt. Alright. OTK factor, you want to have Boral Sword in there. What can I say? Cuts another one of your opponent's monsters attack in half. To add it to his own, can attack twice by shifting one of your monsters into defense position. I mean, yeah, OTK. And to help with the consistency and just extend a little bit further, 1 copy of Saruja Skulldread. I mean, the extra special summon just helps this deck out so much. Getting this guy out with 4 monsters, 4 different names, also huge because then you can fix your hand and just extend further. So, yeah. So guys, that is it for my Blackwing Orcust deck profile for March 2019. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, hit the subscribe button, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. And until next time, guys, peace!